My parents phoned they're removing my business ownership and suing me, so I sold my position to investor. Next morning, they lost everything. Beamy, 26-year-old male, family fired me from our roofing business via text. Tried to sell to a shady developer, then lost everything when I bought the company and fired them all. Here's how it went down. Posted by Anon, longtime lurker, first-time poster. My therapist says I need to process my emotions in a healthy way, instead of just working 18-hour days and ignoring my feelings. So here I am, about to dump the wildest family drama you've probably read this month. Grab some popcorn, this is going to be long. Until 10 months ago, I was the only person in my family who knew which end of a hammer to hold. Harrison Roofing was started by my grandfather, Harrison Mitchell, back in 1979. This man was a legend. Started with a beat-up 1967 Ford F-100 pickup, a toolbox he built himself, and hands that could frame a house in his sleep. Grandpa Harrison wasn't just a roofer. He was an artist with shingles and tar. The man once built an entire roof during a hailstorm because he'd promised the customer it would be done by their son's graduation party. That was the kind of work ethic that built Harrison Roofing. From a one-man operation into a respected mid-size roofing company in Atlanta. When Gramps passed in 2019, he left behind more than just a business. He left a legacy, or at least he tried to. The will was interesting. He split Harrison Roofing like this. Dad Vincent, 55 male, got 30%. Mom Diana, 52 female, got 20%. Sister Brittany, 29 female, got 15%. And I got 35%. His exact words in the will were, Marcus gets the biggest piece because he's the only one who gives a damn about actually building things. The rest of you better listen to him, or you'll run this into the ground faster than a Chinese drywall lawsuit. Prophetic words, Gramps, prophetic. Let me paint you a detailed picture of my loving family, because you need to understand exactly what level of incompetence we're dealing with here. My father, Vincent Mitchell, age 55, our self-proclaimed CEO, inherited his position, but not his ability. This man calls himself CEO, but couldn't identify a Phillips head screwdriver if you labeled it with giant letters. I once watched him spend 45 minutes trying to figure out why a nail gun wouldn't work. He had the safety lock on. His biggest contribution to the company, a reserved parking spot and a golf handicap of 20. Dad went to business school in the 80s, which apparently means he learned to say synergy and paradigm shift, but never figured out what a load-bearing beam does. His typical day involves arriving at 10:30 a.m., checking the stock market, not our company's finances, mind you, the actual stock market where he loses money day trading, taking a 3-hour business lunch, and leaving at 2:30 p.m. for networking at the country club. His most memorable quotes include gems like, "Why do we need so many safety inspections? Seems like overkill. Can't we just use regular nails instead of these expensive roofing bolts? Oh, and my personal favorite, what do you mean the roof is leaking? Just put some caulk in it." Then there's Mom, Diana Mitchell, 52, our chief financial officer, who thinks Excel is that computer thing Marcus does. Mom's accounting expertise extends to knowing that money goes in and out, though she's much better at the out part. Her main contribution to Harrison Roofing has been redecorating the office 9 times in 6 years and hosting business development lunches at restaurants where appetizers cost more than our workers' daily wages. Mom still tells people she was a model because she did one JCPenney catalog shoot in 1993. She has that photo framed in her office, her executive suite. She once tried to write off a $3,500 Louis Vuitton bag as a site inspection kit. When I asked what she needed to inspect with a designer purse, she said, "My image, Marcus' image, is everything in business." Her financial wisdom includes such hits as, "Why don't we just print more invoices if we need money?" And "Depreciation sounds so negative. Can't we call it something else?" My favorite was when she said, "I don't understand why the bank keeps calling. We gave them checks." My sister Brittany Mitchell Davis, 29, our marketing director, deserves her own reality show. Her entire marketing strategy consists of posting selfies in clean hard hats with captions like "CEO in training your boss babe," "future roofing empire owner," "construction princess." She has 12,000 Instagram followers, which would be impressive if 6,000 weren't bots she bought from some sketchy website for $75. Brittany drives a white BMW X5 with vanity plates reading Roof QN, I kid you not. She had it wrapped with our company logo, but in rose gold. Because nothing says serious roofing company like rose gold branding. Her idea of visiting a job site is driving by slowly with the windows up. Because all that dust is bad for my complexion. Her marketing achievements include a TikTok dance trend called the Shingle Shuffle. 18 views, 12 were family. Business cards scented with Chanel No. 5. A company Instagram filter that adds sparkles to safety vests. And a failed YouTube series called Roofing Runway, where she reviewed work boots based on how they looked with yoga pants. Then there's my brother-in-law, Tyler Davis, 31, our operations manager, who married into his position, literally. This tactical genius once suggested we save money by mixing concrete with less water to make it stretch further. When I explained, that's not how concrete works, he asked if we could add flour instead. Flour and concrete. Before joining the family business, Tyler sold phone accessories at a mall kiosk. His entire roofing knowledge comes from watching HGTV and playing SimCity. He thought tear paper was a type of newspaper until last year. His biggest operational improvement was suggesting we switch from orange hard hats to purple ones. Because orange is so aggressive, Tyler's greatest hits include approving an order for 150 left-handed hammers. Those don't exist. Trying to negotiate wholesale pricing on dehydrated water, asking why we couldn't just 3D print roofs instead of building them, and suggesting we pivot to virtual roofing during COVID. Then there's me, Marcus Mitchell, 26, everything else, the idiot who actually went to trade school, got certified in roofing management, learned the business from the ground up, and somehow became the only person in this circus who knows what a joist is. I started working summers with Grandpa at 16. Became a full-time laborer at 18, got my contractor's license at 24, and by 25 was essentially running every actual roofing-related aspect of the company. While my family played dress-up, my typical day involved waking up at 5:30 a.m. to check weather for job sites, first site inspection at 6:30 a.m., dealing with whatever Tyler screwed up yesterday by 7:30 a.m., fixing budget issues Mom created by 8:30 a.m., actual roofing work at 9:30 a.m., explaining to Dad why we can't build a roof out of recycled airplane parts at 2:30 p.m., more actual work at 4:30 p.m., evening site checks at 6:30 p.m., paperwork Mom forgot to file at 8:30 p.m., wondering where my life went wrong at 10:30 p.m., and passing out at 11:30 p.m. to repeat it all again. This is where the real fun begins. See, I made the mistake of being good at my job. While everyone else was playing CEO, I was actually keeping the company profitable. This made me in their eyes the perfect person to fund their delusions of grandeur. It started small. Marcus, the company's a little short this month. Can you cover the materials for the Riverside project? We'll pay you back next quarter. Spoiler alert, they never paid me back. Then it escalated. The requests got bigger, more frequent, and more ridiculous. But they always had the perfect manipulation tactics. It's for the good of the company. We're family, we help each other. Don't be so selfish. Grandpa would want this. You'll get it all back when we expand. Here's a comprehensive breakdown of what I personally paid for. Because the company needs this, Mom's business expenses were legendary. Her monthly business wardrobe from Nordstrom ran $6,000. Because appearance is everything in business. Weekly spa treatments cost $750 because she needed to look professional. Her networking lunches at the Ritz-Carlton averaged $3,500 per month. She hired executive coaching from her yoga instructor at $500 per session. Her office inspiration trips to Savannah were $9,500 per trip. She ordered custom stationery with gold embossing for $2,500. Bought a $18,000 Italian leather couch for the waiting room. Hired a feng shui consultant for the office at $6,000. And bought success attraction crystals for her desk for $3,500. Total mom damage, approximately $220,000. Brittany's marketing investments were equally insane. The white BMW X5 lease for client meetings was mounted $300 per month. Her marketing conferences in Miami, Vegas, and Cabo totaled $52,000. Professional photo shoots for Instagram ran $2,500 per month. She paid for influencer coaching at $600 per week. Custom pink hard hats with Swarovski crystals at $350 each. Website redesigned 6 times for $60,000 total. Logo redesigns 10 times for $25,000 total. Brand development spa retreats for $18,000. And social media management tools she never learned to use at $600 per month. Total Brittany damage approximately $195,000. Dad's networking necessities included a country club membership at $35,000 per year, golf lessons to close deals better at $250 per week, an executive parking spot rental downtown at $500 per month, business class upgrades for flights to conferences. He slept through totaling $24,000. Leather-bound business card holders at $600 each. He bought 15 subscriptions to business magazines he never read at $2,500 per year. Power lunches at steakhouses at $6,000 per month. And custom golf balls with company logo for $6,000. Total dad damage approximately $250,000. Tyler's operational improvements were perhaps the most ridiculous. Golf lessons to bond with dad at $600 per week. An executive MBA from an online diploma mill for $25,000. A leadership retreat Vegas bachelor party for $18,000. A standing desk that he never stood at for $3,500. Productivity apps he couldn't figure out at $250 per month. Business coaching from a guy he met at the gym at $200 per month. A company truck he was afraid to drive for $52,000. And an office Segway for efficiency for $6,000. Total Tyler damage approximately $148,000. The company purchases were the cherry on top. We bought a company boat for $95,000 that was used 3 times. Rented a yacht for team building for $12,000. Did office renovation number 1 with marble reception for $30,000. Office renovation number 2 with Zen garden meeting room for $42,000. Office renovation number 3 with Instagram. Worthy break room for $48,000. Bought executive meditation pods at $9,500 each. Bought 5. A company jet ski for $18,000. And a mobile office RV that never left the parking lot for $135,000. Total company damage approximately $440,000. Grand total over $153,000 of my personal money over 6 years. Meanwhile, my life looked like this. I drove a 2009 F-150 with 215,000 miles, lived in a studio apartment in the sketchy part of town, wore Walmart jeans and the same work boots for 4 years, survived on a top ramen and PB&J diet, hadn't taken a vacation in 5 years, canceled my health insurance to save money, maxed out credit cards covering company expenses, had no retirement savings, and used a Netflix password I borrowed from a coworker. But hey, Brittany needed that BMW X5 for client meetings she never had. February 18th, 2024, 6:15 a.m. I'm on the Riverside job site checking roof foundation work in 22-degree weather. My hands are numb, my coffee is frozen, and I'm reviewing plans under a work light because the sun isn't up yet. My phone buzzes text from Mom. Weird. She doesn't usually wake up before 9:30. Marcus, family meeting happened yesterday. You're no longer part of Harrison Roofing. Dad's buying out your 35% lawyer will contact you. Mom. I read it 7 times. Each time it felt more surreal. Fired via text from the company I'd been bleeding for since I was 16. The foreman, Carlos, noticed me staring at my phone. You okay, boss? I couldn't even answer. Just told the crew to take an early lunch. And sat in my truck for 3 hours trying to process what just happened. They had a family meeting without me and decided to kick me out via text message. Not a call, not a face-to-face conversation. A text message, like I was some random employee who'd been caught stealing office supplies. I tried calling everyone. Dad's phone went straight to voicemail with a new message. Vincent Mitchell is in important meetings. Please leave a message. Since when does he record formal voicemails? Mom texted back, this was a difficult decision. Please don't make it harder than necessary. It's just business. Brittany posted an Instagram story from her BMW X5. Big changes coming, so excited for HR's next chapter. Sometimes you have to prune the dead branches for new growth. Learn evolution, taller boss moves. Dead branches. I was a dead branch. Tyler actually? Tyler just liked Brittany's post and added a fire emoji. Peak Tyler contribution. For 4 weeks I got nothing. No explanation, no details about this supposed buyout. No lawyer contact, just radio silence from the family I'd given everything to. I wasn't sitting idle, though. First thing I did was hire a lawyer. Victoria Williams, a corporate attorney who specialized in family business disputes. Cost me $6,000 I didn't have just for the retainer, but she was worth every penny. They can't just fire you via text and force a buyout, she explained. You own 35%. They need proper procedures, fair evaluation, and your consent for any major decisions. March 12th, 2094. I'm doom scrolling LinkedIn at 2:30 a.m. because sleep isn't happening these days. And there it is. Harrison Roofing proud to announce merger with Goldstein Development Group. This partnership will revolutionize luxury home construction in Georgia. Next level game changer, family business level up. The photo showed my entire family popping champagne with Bradley Goldstein. Mom in a $6,000 dress I probably paid for. Brittany doing her Instagram pose. Tyler trying to look important. Dad shaking hands with the devil himself. For those not in Georgia, construction. Let me educate you about Brad Goldstein. This piece of work builds McMansions that fall apart in 6 years. He has 22 lawsuits for substandard work, all settled quietly. He uses the cheapest materials possible while charging premium prices. He saves money by skipping crucial steps like proper foundation waterproofing. He once built a luxury development on a former landfill without proper remediation. He's known for bribing inspectors, allegedly. His houses have more problems than a calculus textbook. This is who they chose to merge with. This is who they picked over me. I called Mom immediately. She answered with her fake customer service voice. Marcus, oh, we were just about to call you about the merger. It's so exciting. I found out on LinkedIn about a major decision affecting my 35% stake. On LinkedIn? Well, sweetie, it all happened so fast. Brad reached out with this amazing offer. Your father handled all the details. Why wasn't I consulted? This affects my ownership percentage. Oh, Marcus, you know how you get. Always so worried about building codes and safety standards and structural integrity? Brad says those are just obstacles to growth. You have to think bigger. Tyler's voice chimed in speakerphone. Of course. Yeah, bro, this is next level stuff. Brad's talking about disrupting the whole construction paradigm. Something about modular luxury frames and just-in-time material delivery. Real CEO visionary stuff you wouldn't get it. This man just word-vomited business buzzwords at me, like he was having a LinkedIn stroke. Tyler, do you even know what modular framing means? Well, it's like modules that frame. Modularly. Brad explains it better. That's when I knew this wasn't just about pushing me out. This was about them being completely out of their depth, and not even knowing it. I hung up and called Connor Morrison, my college roommate, who became a forensic accountant. We'd kept in touch, and he owed me a favor from when I renovated his mom's kitchen at cost. Connor, I need you to do a deep dive into Harrison Roofing's finances. Full forensic workup? That's a big ask, Marcus. What am I looking for? Evidence that my family's been screwing up worse than I thought. What Connor found over the next week was a masterpiece of incompetence and borderline fraud. There were $825,000 in consulting fees paid to Wellness Dynamics LLC, owned by Mom's personal trainer. Another $350,000 in materials expenses traced to Brittany's personal credit cards. We found $210,000 in site inspections that were actually Dad's country club bills, and $240,000 in equipment rental for equipment we already owned. He discovered forged signatures on loan documents mine specifically. There were safety violations that were covered up with bribes, unpaid subcontractor bills totaling $575,000, and tax irregularities that would make the IRS have a seizure. Hidden debts of $2.7 million surfaced, along with 4 mortgages on property Grandpa owned outright, and inflated revenue reports to secure loans. But here's the nuclear bomb. They'd been cooking the books to make the company look profitable for the merger. Goldstein thought he was buying a company with $6 million in annual revenue and $1.2 million in profits. Reality, $2.4 million in revenue, $950,000 in losses. They were selling him a fairy tale written in red ink. Victoria, my lawyer, was practically salivating when I showed her Connor's findings. This is beautiful. They've handed us everything we need. We discovered their plan was to get rid of me, because I'd never approved the merger, force a buyout at way below market value. Use the merger, which required 60% shareholder approval. They had 65% without me to cash out while screwing me. Georgia law, however, protects minority shareholders in this exact situation. Our counter strategy was to file formal objection to the merger, demand full records inspection, every document, every email, file derivative lawsuit for breach of fiduciary duty, force proper valuation of my shares, and watch them panic. Based on their cooked books, Victoria explained, your 35% is worth about 3.2 million G. They're offering 5,000. That's not just lowballing, that's theft. March 19th, 2024, we filed everything simultaneously. The objection to the merger, the records demand, the lawsuit, the proper valuation request. The effect was immediate. The merger couldn't proceed with active litigation. Goldstein's lawyers started asking questions. Banks started calling. The house of cards began to wobble. And then my phone exploded. I started keeping a log of the calls, texts, and emails. It was honestly better than any reality TV show. Day 1 brought a voicemail from Dad. Marcus, this is your father. Call me immediately. This is a misunderstanding. Mom texted, Sweetie, your lawyer is being very aggressive. This isn't necessary. Brittany sent an Instagram DM, WTF are you doing? Tyler emailed, Bro, what's going on? Brittany is freaking out. By day 2, Dad texted, Your actions are hurting the family business. Stop this immediately. Mom left a crying voicemail. How can you do this to us? We're your family. Brittany texted, You're literally ruining my life right now. Tyler asked, Can we talk man to man? Day 3 saw the creation of a family group text titled Emergency Family Meeting. Dad demanded Marcus join the call now. I responded, I'll communicate through my lawyer. Mom pleaded, Don't be ridiculous, we're family. Brittany chimed in, OMG, he's being such a baby. Tyler surprisingly suggested maybe we should hear him out. Brittany turned on him. Whose side are you on? By day 5, Dad emailed, If you proceed with this lawsuit, you're out of the family. Mom left a voicemail. Your grandfather would be ashamed of you. Brittany posted a TikTok crying about toxic family members. Deleted after 3 hours. Tyler changed his LinkedIn status to looking for new opportunities. Day 7 brought real panic. Dad texted, The forensic accountants are asking questions. What did you tell them? Mom made a Facebook post. Some people forget where they came from. Loyalty means everything, family first. Betrayal hurts. Brittany texted, Brad is threatening to pull out of the deal. Are you happy? Tyler left a midnight voicemail sounding panicked. Marcus, please call me back. Brittany says she's going to divorce me if this deal falls through. I can't lose her, bro. By day 10, Dad emailed, We're prepared to increase your buyout to $750,000. Final offer? Mom texted, The stress is making me sick. I'm in the hospital. She wasn't. Brittany posted an Instagram story from inside her BMW X5 crying, with the caption, When family becomes your enemy. Tyler finally admitted, I think we screwed up, man. Day 12 brought the masterpiece. Mom's 4,200-word text that included claims. I was adopted. I'm not. She never loved me, probably true. I was always jealous of Brittany LMAO. Dad isn't my real father. He definitely is. We look identical. I'm cut out of the will jokes on her. There's nothing left. Grandpa liked me best because I was manipulative. Projection much. I'm the reason her marriage is failing. It's been failing for 25 years. And she's hiring a witch to curse me. I wish I was making this up. Day 14 brought an accidental text from Brittany, meant for her group chat. OMG, I can't believe Marcus actually found out about the trainer payments. Daddy promised that was buried. And now Brad won't return my calls. And Tyler is being such a bitch about everything. I'm not giving up my BMW X5. Maybe I should marry Brad. He's old, but rich. Day 16, the dam broke. Dad called, and for the first time in my life, he sounded scared. Marcus, son, we need to talk. The forensic accountants, they found everything. Goldstein's backing out the banks are calling our loans. We need your help. March 35th, 2024. I agreed to meet them at the office. The one with 4 renovations that looked like an Instagram fever dream. Walking in was surreal. The marble reception desk. The Zen garden meeting room. The meditation pods. All bought with money we didn't have, while I ate top ramen and drove a beater truck. They looked like absolute shit. Mom's Botox couldn't hide the stress wrinkles. Her designer bag looked like it was carrying the weight of the world. Dad's golf tan had faded to a sickly gray. and his hands shook with a tremor I'd never seen before. Brittany was wearing a Target blouse. Her roots were showing and her nails were chipped. The Instagram princess looked human for the first time in years. Tyler looked like he'd aged a decade. His stupid, expensive haircut had grown out, and he had actual worry lines. The man who thought concrete could be stretched with flour finally looked like he understood consequences existed. Dad cleared his throat. "Marcus, son, we made mistakes, we see that now. We're prepared to give you full control, 50% ownership. Just please drop the lawsuits, help us fix this." The silence was deafening. Brittany actually started crying real tears, not her usual manipulation tears. Her mascara ran, and she didn't even try to fix it. "Please, Marcus," she sobbed. "I know we treated you badly. I know I was a bitch. But we're family. I'll lose everything. My followers will find out I'm a fraud. The BMW X5, the house, everything. I can't go back to being regular. I can't work it like a normal job. What if I have to shop at Walmart?" The fact that she thought shopping at Walmart was the worst thing that could happen to her said everything. Mom tried the guilt approach. Family helps family, Marcus. Blood is thicker than water. We made mistakes, but we're family. We can fix this together. I let them sweat, let the silence hang until it was unbearable. Then I reached into my briefcase and pulled out the contracts. "Actually," I said, channeling every ounce of Grandpa Harrison's spirit, "the full quote is the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. It means the bonds you choose are stronger than the ones you're born into." Speaking of bonds, I laid the papers on the conference table. The one Mom spent $25,000 on because it was made from reclaimed mindfulness wood or some bullshit. I already bought out Goldstein's position. As of 9:30 a.m. this morning, I own 65% of Harrison Roofing. The silence was beautiful, like that moment in a movie when the record scratches and everyone freezes. "How?" Tyler whispered. "How is that possible? Turns out, when you're the only one who actually knows roofing, has relationships with every subcontractor in the state, and can prove the current management committed fraud, banks are very willing to back you, especially when you show them a business plan that doesn't involve meditation pods and crystal healing for job sites." I stood up, gathering my papers. "Oh, and you're all fired effective immediately. Security will escort you out. You have 20 minutes to collect your personal belongings." Mom gasped. "You can't do this. We're your family." "No," I said, heading for the door. "Your former employees who committed fraud. My lawyer will be in touch about the criminal charges. The DA is very interested in those forged signatures and tax documents." Brittany wailed. "Where will I work? Who will hire me? I don't have any real skills." I paused at the door, thought about all the times she'd called me just the money guy, all the Instagram posts mocking people with regular jobs, all the money she'd spent while I lived on top ramen. "I hear McDonald's is hiring. They'd love someone with your people skills." Although you might want to lose the attitude about regular jobs. Also, they don't allow Instagram filters on the deep fryer. It's been 8 months now. The justice is so sweet, I need insulin shots. Dad, after 3 months of unemployment, finally got a job as a junior estimator at Rodriguez Roofing, our biggest competitor. He makes $19 an hour less than our apprentices. He can't afford the country club anymore, and golfs at the public course, where he has to carry his own clubs. He posts LinkedIn articles about humble beginnings and second chances that nobody likes. Mom tried to become a social media influencer, but failed spectacularly. She now sells doTERRA essential oils on Facebook and lives in a 1-bedroom apartment in Marietta. She posts daily motivational quotes about rising from the ashes and new beginnings. Her downline consists of 4 people, all pity purchases from former friends. She applied to be a receptionist at my company, and I had HR send a very polite rejection letter. Brittany lost the BMW X5 repossessed in the Target parking lot. The irony wasn't lost. Lost the house and lost Tyler. She now works as a receptionist at a dental office for $6 an hour. She still has Instagram, but pivoted to humble living and finding myself content. Her followers dropped from 12,000 to 2,500 when the bots expired. She posted a day-in-my-life video that included taking the bus, and the comments were brutal. She tried to start an OnlyFans, but made $425 in 3 months. Tyler divorced Brittany immediately when he realized she was broke. He got a job at Enterprise Rent-A-Car. "We'll pick you up," is now his actual job description. He lives with his parents and tried to reconnect with me on LinkedIn. I ignored it. He posted about being a transportation solutions specialist and got roasted in the comments by people who knew him before. As for me, I kept most of the good employees, fired the dead weight, and rebuilt Harrison Roofing from the ground up. Turns out, when you actually pay people on time, don't waste money on crystal healings for job sites, and deliver quality work, success follows. I sold the meditation pods on Facebook Marketplace. Brittany commented, "Triggered." Turned the Zen Garden meeting room into an actual meeting room. Donated Mom's $18,000 couch to a women's shelter. Gave Carlos the foreman a partnership stake and $60,000 bonus. Implemented profit sharing for all employees. Paid off all legitimate debts to subcontractors. And started taking only projects we could do right. Results after 8 months. Revenue up 450%. Profit margins at 22%. Industry average is 4 to 6%. 28 new employees hired. 0 safety violations. Waiting list for our services. And featured in Georgia Construction Magazine as Comeback of the Year. Personal life improvements. I bought a new F-350 King Ranch because, bought an actual house. Nothing crazy, but it's mine. Started dating Jessica, an architect, who appreciates structural integrity. Got my health insurance back. Eat real food again. Sleep 9 hours a night. And started therapy, hence this post. Last month, Grandpa's lawyer called me. Turns out there was a sealed letter in the will, to be opened when Marcus takes over the company fully. Inside was a letter from Gramps. "Marcus, if you're reading this, it means they screwed it up, and you fixed it. I knew they would. I also knew you would step up when the time came. Your father was always soft. Your mother thinks she's smarter than she is. Your sister's an Instagram idiot. Their spouses are worse. You're the only one who understood what I built. You're the only one who respected it. You're the only one who bled for it. Check the original toolbox in the shop, the one I built in '79. There's a false bottom. Inside, you'll find $650,000 in bearer bonds. I hid them there in the '90s. Consider it your real inheritance. Keep the name Harrison Roofing. You earned it. They inherited it. P.S. Your sister really is an idiot. Sorry you had to deal with that. P.P.S. If your mom tries to sell essential oils, don't let her in the office. That shit stinks. Love, Grandpa Harrison." I ugly cried for an hour. Then I went to the shop, found the toolbox, found the bonds. $650,000 just sitting there for decades waiting for me. I used part of it to give bonuses to the long-term employees who stuck with us through the chaos. The rest is going toward equipment upgrades and an education fund for employees' kids. Updates from the battlefield. Recent highlights from the last month include Mom trying to get hired as our receptionist. I had HR send the nicest rejection letter ever written. Brittany applying for a marketing position and submitting her Instagram as a portfolio. HR couldn't stop laughing. Tyler DMing me asking if I needed any operational consultants. I sent him a McDonald's application. And Dad seeing me at Home Depot and trying to give me business advice. I bought him a Construction for Dummies book. I found out Mom started a GoFundMe for family betrayed by ungrateful son that raised $52. Brittany's TikTok about working a normal job went viral, but not in the way she hoped. The comments were savage. Tyler got promoted at Enterprise and posted about it like he won a Nobel Prize. Good for him, honestly. Mom's essential oil business got shut down by her apartment complex for noxious odors. Through all of this, I learned that family doesn't mean doormat. DNA isn't a license to abuse. Sometimes the people who share your blood are the ones who bleed you dry, and sometimes the family you choose is worth more than the one you're born into. The construction crew that stayed loyal during the chaos. Carlos, who never questioned my decisions. The subcontractors who waited months for payment. Jessica, who sees the person I am not, the money I make. Victoria, my lawyer, who fought for what was right. Connor, who dug up the truth. These are my real family now. My biological family taught me what I don't want to be, entitled lazy, manipulative, and cruel. They showed me that success without character is just expensive failure, that blood relation without respect is just shared genetics, and that sometimes the best revenge is simply living well. Harrison Roofing is thriving. Not because we have the fanciest office or the most Instagram followers, but because we do good work, pay fair wages, and treat people with respect. Grandpa would be proud. As for my so-called family, Dad is learning what actual work feels like at 55. Mom is discovering that essential oils don't cure bankruptcy. Brittany is finding out that real jobs require real skills. And Tyler is realizing that buzzwords don't build roofs. They made their choices. They chose greed over family, image over integrity, easy money over honest work. Now they're living with the consequences. Me, I chose differently. I chose to build something real, to honor the legacy I inherited, to create jobs and opportunities, to be the person Grandpa raised me to be. Some people say I went too far, that I should have forgiven family. But forgiveness doesn't mean being a doormat. And family shouldn't be a license to steal. They had years to change, years to appreciate what we had, years to do the right thing. Instead, they chose to destroy it all. So I chose to save what could be saved and let the rest burn. Sometimes that's the only way to clear the ground for something better to grow. The company is stronger than ever. The employees are happier and better paid. The work is honest and well done. And I sleep well at night knowing that everything I have, I earned. Meanwhile, they're all learning what it's like to live in the real world, where Instagram likes don't pay rent, where golf handicaps don't determine worth, where essential oils don't cure financial problems, and where actual skills matter more than family connections. The best part? They have to watch me succeed. Every Georgia Construction Magazine article, every new employee announcement, every successful project completion reminds them of what they threw away. But I'm not doing this for revenge anymore. I'm doing it because it's right. Because Grandpa's legacy deserves better. Because good employees deserve stable jobs. Because customers deserve quality work. And because I finally learned that the best family is the one you build, not the one you're born into. So here's to second chances, to hard work paying off, to justice being served, and to never again confusing family with financial responsibility. TLDR family fired me via text from the construction company I basically ran. They tried to sell to a scammer. I bought them out instead. Fired them all. Company is now more successful than ever. They're all working minimum wage jobs. Grandpa left me $650,000 in hidden bonds. And I learned that chosen family beats blood family every time. Thanks for reading Anons. Sometimes the good guys actually win.